what a disgusting scenario that we find ourselves in Australia, that you need to work 2 people in a family and 2 people plus 2 side hustles to afford a mortgage or to afford groceries or cost of living. Why are we building a society where you can't even afford a roof over your head? I heard Matt Barry, who's a CEO of Freelancer, talking. He did an address called "Put Another Aussie on the Barbie" recently. It was a paper he wrote. He basically says to be able to buy a house in a country is an investment in that country. A society will collapse when an average person cannot buy an average house. We're in a situation in Australia where an average person can't buy an average home. If we go to war, and we're on the verge of World War III, and you can't get buy-in from the people in the country to fight. Well, let me reframe
Fight
that.
for their way of life.
Let me reframe that. If you cannot afford a property in a country to own and live in, why should you be expected to go fight a war for that country? And it's so true. The fabric of society starts to break down when basic commodities like home and food, education, things like that are now beyond the reach of the average person. There is a fundamental bubble and issue in the way we're doing property and even like cost of living in Australia. And we're just pouring immigration on it right now to keep the bubble growing and keep it going. But I'm not happy about that.
Forget about, I was even thinking, and I had this conversation this week with a couple of the staff. Forget about just an average person. The median wage, I think it's somewhere between 75 and 90 grand, right? 2 of those, you're on 180 household income. That's fine. That's the average sort of or median Australian household. Let's say you're an uber high income earner, right? And you're in the top 1%. To be in the top 1%, you've got to be making between 200 and 300 grand. I think it roughly is. I did the maths, on a $500,000 income. Well, let's call it somewhere between. You're in the top 1%. You're earning between $200,000 and $500,000. To live a normal life at $200,000 to $500,000, and when I say normal, let me paint a picture for you. You have the average Australian household has 2.3 kids or whatever the number is, so you want 2 new cars, You want to put your kids into a private school, and you want a home, a nice home. That's what someone earning a large amount of money, that becomes their standard. The $180,000 income earner, their standard is send 2 kids to school, have a couple of cars, and then have a home that they're paying off. You are on the brink on both of those salaries, just so you know. So if you're earning a couple of hundred, you're on the brink because your lifestyle, you've taken out all your taxable income to compensate for your lifestyle. And even if you're earning more, you simply have upgraded your lifestyle and you are still on the brink. Albeit with an upgraded lifestyle. So I think the best place to be as an Aussie is to invest in yourself, do the side hustle, do the thing that brings in the highest taxable income, and then make sure your lifestyle does not creep to where it may be had you been earning that higher income and, blow all your taxable income and whatnot. So live below your means. I think is maybe the solution, and it's even the cost of living crisis has meant that even people living below their means have not been able to keep up. So it is, like you said, it's not a great place where Australians find themselves in, and we really hope it gets better and that we navigate our way out of this and we can get the Australian dream back, where the average people can just work hard, buy a home, support a family, and live a purpose-filled life.